one.
Stay safe.
Please hold the line. This train is stopping. Please collect your belongings and watch your step as you exit.
Hey y'all, it's me and I'm back with another flight attendant video. So today has been crazy. I had to commute back into base. I have 2 trips coming up. I have a 4-day trip and a 2-day trip, and it's been crazy for your girl. So it started with me coming from Atlanta. For those who don't know, I do live in Atlanta, as well as transitioning over to LA full time. So I had a couple of days off and I wanted to go back to Atlanta to just get things in order. So I went to Atlanta. I did so much stuff. I feel like I was super productive. I sold some furniture. I got a new bank card because your girl threw her card away in Yosemite. Like, who does that? And then I just had to make other appointments. I had to get things in order just for my life outside of the flight attendant lifestyle. So getting to the airport in Atlanta was just terrible. I don't know what's going on with Lyft or like Uber. I was catching a red-eye flight and I don't like bothering people and waking them up early in the morning to drop me off at the airport. So I was literally waiting for a good 40 minutes for a Lyft or Uber, and the flight that I needed to catch to get back to base, I needed to be on that flight. Like, I have so many things I have to do. I did check the flight count before I left home, and the flight stated that it had 34 seats and there was only 3 on standby. Sounds pretty good. I finally get to the airport. Mind you, my boyfriend had to call an Uber all the way from California because nothing was working out in Georgia for me. Terrible. And then when I finally get to the airport, on my ticket, the gate states that it's E15. And for those who know, Atlanta airport is like ridiculous. It's so crazy. It's huge. The different like A, B, C, D, E is so spread apart, like the different gates. It's just terrible. So I took the air train to gate E, got there to only find out that the sign read Kalispell and I was not going to Kalispell. Had to take the air train back to A gates only because I redirected my flight number and it stated that the flight was leaving out at A gates. Got to A gates, sign says Portland. So I finally just asked the CSA agent to like help a girl out, and he told me that my flight was actually leaving from E14, to which I just came from over there. So I had to take the air train all the way back to E14, and that was a whole nother story. Once I got there, once I got to the gate, it was so many people. Like, I have taken red-eye flights, and I choose to take red-eye flights because if you're a flight attendant or if you start flying a lot, you'll notice that not a lot of people take red-eye flights. So I have a better possibility of getting on that particular aircraft. Today, everybody just wanted to fly, and not just fly, everybody wanted to be on standby. So my flight, mind you, I told you that before I left my house, I checked to make sure that there were seats available, and the standby list was not that long. In all of 40 minutes, 10 minutes by the time I get to the airport, flight completely sold out. Standby list is 14 people. Mind you, flying goes based off seniority. Your girl's a new flight attendant, so I'm at the bottom. And I just really had no hope or thoughts or wishes or anything that I was going to get on that flight. And I needed to be on this flight. Like, I would never be crazy. My trip is not today. I would never fly in on the day of my trip. A lot of people do that and they commute, but I just have too much anxiety to do that. But I have so many like runarounds, little things I want to get for my trips before tomorrow, and I have an early call time. So I just knew I needed to get on that particular flight. Like, I needed to. For those who know how the process goes, after all the passengers boarded, They did clear about 3 people off the 14, and at that point I was just like, let me start looking up other flights. Let me start looking up other airlines that I can fly with, like Southwest or United, because at this point I'm just not getting on this flight. By the grace of God, I'm telling you, God is so good. There was a party of 5 that was supposed to show up. There were only 5 seats left. I was this 5th person on standby list out of 14, with my seniority being super low. Don't know how that happened. And the party of 5 never showed up. I'm smiling underneath this mask, by the way. Yeah, so the party of 5 never showed up. I was the 5th person. I got cleared. So I've made it back to base. Thank you, Jesus. And I had to stop at Starbucks because your girl was so stressed out. The nerves, the anxiety was all the way to the roof. I honestly, y'all, just pray for me. I put in a transfer to be based 100% in LA, and I hope I get this transfer, because then I won't have to do all this, and I hope I can be like all moved in by the time my transfer goes into effect, because I have so much going on right now. I feel like there's so much change, and it's positive change, it's growth change, it's maturity change, it's life change, it's so many different changes, and I love it, but it's a lot. I have a lot going on. So this is my little venting mini story on commuting back to base. If you are going to be a flight attendant, I wouldn't, like I said, I'm not a 100% commuter. Like, I have a crash pad at my base, and I always fly into base the night before. I never fly in the base days of trips because that's just too risky. But really research what you're getting yourself into, because it's a lot. The thing they don't tell you. So I made it safely to my crash pad. I literally came in and went straight to sleep. I was so tired. I slept for like 5 hours once I got settled. But yeah, that's my vlog for today. I'm gonna make some tea just because my voice is really raspy, flying in a time zone. So yeah, like and subscribe here on my channel, and I'm going to be vlogging a lot more of my trips. I actually have a 4-day, like I said earlier in the video, and a 2-day coming up, so I'm going to try to vlog those for you guys. Stay tuned and enjoy. Bye, babies.